Hello, this is Tyler Spanfelner, and this is my presentation on media and foreign policy for Mr. Cruz, History 1010. Sorry my voice is a little softer than usual because I am currently sick. So let's first start off with the 9/11. At this time, media wasn't that big, but media would be able to be used to overestimate threats of terrorism. On 9/11, the first plane had every camera on the Twin Towers, so the world could watch the second plane hit it, which is kind of crazy. Today's media fights for the best videos and photos for any sort of tragedy, and they use like out of context stuff to get the best story. So they could use a quote that you'd say, but it could be when you use that quote, it could be at a different context, but they could say you're saying it for something else. Terrorists can only survive on publicity of from media and the fear in a country's eye. That's how they strive. Like just a big group that uses this would be like ISIS. They really use media well, and yeah. So to the next slide, social media and foreign policy. So Facebook, YouTube, Microsoft, Twitter, Google, Snapchat joined together in 2014 to form Gift, which its thing was to limit the power of terrorists on the use of social media. This is because before this, ISIS was using YouTube and other things to reach out and fulfill their needs. And 2006 and the 2016 election was influenced strongly by the social media. This has never been seen, or this much has never been seen in an election. In Russia, troll farms and also paid ads were used to spread fake news. Russian journalists were harassed and killed for spreading news against the Kremlin at this time. Media, the First Amendment, and presidency. Terrorists made use of the internet to spread their different propaganda to young Muslims or even to young people to join their cult or terrorism group. In March of 2011, Obama administration created the American.gov, but this was never really used. The money, however, was later used to fund social media outlets, which was really used for the presence of the White House. Media can be used to track and surveillance of many journalists. Media has raised suspicion for freedom of speech. Trump said a lot, and will always say this is dishonest media, or also he likes to call it as fake news. It has become a big thing now, fake news. Foreign policy in the internet age. 117 and 178 countries have a Twitter account ran by their leaders, but barely anybody uses it. This is because Twitter is very messy for the use of diplomatic discussion. Usually when Twitter happens, it gets out into more of a fight. Trump is the main user of Twitter compared to the other world leaders. He usually uses it to lash out on opposing views, and these comments that he uses or says when he lashes out is disturbing to a lot of people. So the conclusion, a quote from Thomas Jefferson in the 1786: "Our liberty depends on the freedom of press, and that it can be limited without being lost. We do see the abuses of power that occur daily in our nations that are given or not given free press." It's kind of like an example of Russia there. The media today, we are headed down a very dangerous path as technology is evolving. Through all of this, against media can still be an out because it gives us the ability to hear multiple viewpoints on major topics. And this is my presentation.